My thanks to the Pontifical Academy of Sciences and of course the organizers for inviting me to this very important conference, and it's an honor to be here. I will provide a very quick overview of the foundation because I don't think that the foundation is really well known outside of the US. But just to give you a quick idea who we are. We are a nonprofit organization that was created by US Congress in the legislation called the Farm Bill in 2014. And Congress gave us a total of $385 million to support innovative research in food and agriculture, with the condition that for every dollar that we spend, we have to have a dollar match from non-federal sources. So Ben Falk was talking about developing the need for developing ways to leverage public funding with private funding or vice versa. Well, this is the mechanism. So anyone not working for the federal government is welcome to join us in those endeavors. Our research complements the efforts of the US Department of Agriculture. We work very closely with the department to make sure that we don't duplicate each other's efforts. We envision a world in which ever innovating and collaborative science provides every person access to affordable, nutritious food grown on thriving farms. And we work toward that vision by building public-private partnerships that support innovative science and address pressing challenges in the food and ag system. We are small, flexible and nimble, and we are looking to fill knowledge gaps. This is really a snapshot of our partners. You can see the whole range of founders or partners from both for-profit and non-profit sectors. And overall, we have over 300 distinct funding partners working with us on different research projects. So let's move to food loss and waste. We know that the food system is very complex, is of course global and constantly evolving. It involves interactions between humans, resources, and the environment that participates in food production, storage, distribution, and disposal. In addition to food, this system also produces byproducts and food waste. In other words, food waste is an entrenched component of the food system. Yet, the approach to addressing food loss and waste has been fragmented. There are many players in this field and stakeholders who are truly trying to address this issue. However, very often they work on their piece of this system. And unfortunately, a lot of that effort is not well coordinated among different players. So really, we cannot overestimate the role of science in addressing food loss and waste because science can accelerate solutions. It brings together diverse groups of stakeholders. It can ensure holistic approach to the issue. And of course, develops and allows to work toward common goals. And finally, can provide the basis for developing creative policies and mechanisms to foster innovation and enable entrepreneurship. That's something that has already been mentioned earlier. So we strongly believe that public-private partnerships are key in developing workable solutions and implementing them into practice. And as a side note, there was a discussion of the need to share experiences. There is actually a database called foodforward.org. It was created by the US Department of Agriculture, but this is a global database where anyone can provide information to and also use the information that has been provided. So I really highly encourage everyone to look up this site. So when organizing research on food loss and waste, obviously, there are numerous questions that need to be asked to frame that research. I'm not going to read them all, but it is important to also understand how we can measure success. It's a part of the metrics of food waste measurement, but also there could be a measurement in different ways. For example, consumer choices, size of food servings, and so on. So this is really a complex issue, and the foundation has been looking to invest in research and scientific innovation across the whole food system, recognizing that to really address and reduce food loss and waste at meaningful scale, we need to look at all workable solutions. So we know that food loss and waste has many drivers and influencing factors. Something mentioned earlier too, that a change in one element of that food system may have a intentional or unintentional impact on other elements of that system. And we know that the system, of course, faces numerous challenges, from climate change to loss of arable land, to land degradation that was discussed by Yolanda earlier, and then, of course, changing dietary preferences, changing consumer attitudes toward food production. And finally, new food delivery systems. Think about Amazon delivering food, or think Blue Apron or other ways of delivering system. In other words, there needs to be a systems approach to really better understand those interactions and to evaluate them in order to develop truly workable and sustainable solutions. These are just, this is the type of partnerships that FAR has developed so far in food loss and waste, and they cover the whole food system, from farmer all the way to the consumer, and they focus on both technological and non-technological solutions that could be applied in both in developed and developing countries. So I would like to highlight Consortium for Innovation in Post-Harvest Loss and Food Waste Reduction. This is a consortium that has been co-funded by FAR, the Rockefeller Foundation, and the research institutions participating in the consortium. And the consortium provides a platform for experts from around the globe to work together with industry and nonprofit organizations to address the socioeconomic and environmental impacts of food waste. Importantly, this consortium is also focusing on developing the next generation of scientists and entrepreneurs by engaging young researchers. I'm finishing. Young researchers and students in multidisciplinary and multinational teams that work together with professionals from the private and public sectors. I just wanted to point Dr. Dirk Meyer, sitting to my left, who is the director of that consortium and who I'm sure will be thrilled to answer a lot of questions that you might have about the work of the consortium. One thing we cannot omit is to talk, when we talk about food waste, we need to really think about food waste packaging. I just wanted to say that FAR is now hoping to develop a prize in food packaging that would address both challenges, environmental impact from food waste and food packaging, through one initiative. We committed up to $3 million. We are waiting for partners to join us so we can release this funding to the public because of that requirement that we have one-to-one match. And I would just conclude my talk with the opening sentence of the CAST issue paper on food loss and waste from September 2018. Thank you very much.